He did not grow up inside Hollywood. He grew up as a nervous boy with a camera, trying to turn fear, family trouble, and wonder into scenes other people could understand. That habit became Steven Spielberg's life. Steven Allen Spielberg was born on December 18, 1946, in Cincinnati, Ohio. His father, Arnold, worked with electrical systems. His mother, Leah, played piano. Because of Arnold's work, the family moved often. Steven entered new schools again and again. He was often the new kid. He learned to watch before speaking, to study a room before joining it. He felt awkward, but that habit later helped him direct actors, crews, and audiences. As a child, Steven was afraid of the dark, storms, and sudden danger. After seeing a train crash in a movie, he kept crashing his toy train until it began to break. His decision was practical. If he filmed the crash once, he could replay the danger without destroying the train again. The camera did not erase fear. It gave him a way to control it. He began making short films with friends and family. He shot war scenes, westerns, and backyard adventures with homemade props. He had no studio or real budget, so he used garages, yards, desert roads, and neighborhood kids. Before filming, he worried the scene would look fake. During filming, he focused on where people stood and what the camera could hide. After a scene worked, he felt relief. For a few minutes, a messy world followed his plan. In Arizona, he made Firelight, a long amateur science fiction film about strange lights in the sky and people trying to understand them. It was rough, but it showed a pattern he would use for decades. Ordinary families interrupted by something impossible. At home, his parents' marriage was weakening. He carried that pain into stories about children, absent fathers, broken homes, and people looking upward because life on the ground felt unstable. After high school, Spielberg wanted a direct path into film. The University of Southern California's film school rejected him more than once. He attended California State College, Long Beach, but kept trying to reach the studios. As a teenager and young man, he found ways onto the Universal lot, walking around sound stages and offices even though he was not a real employee. He wanted to see how professional filmmaking actually worked. He felt nervous entering a place where he did not fully belong, but he judged that being close to the work was better than waiting outside politely. His short film, Amblin, changed his path. It follows two young travelers crossing the desert with almost no dialogue. Universal noticed it and gave him television directing work. He was young, and some crew members doubted him. He could not command respect by age, so he used preparation. He arrived knowing the shots he wanted. The pressure made him careful, not loud. In 1971, he directed Duel for television. The story is about a salesman driving through the desert while a huge truck hunts him on the road. The truck driver is almost never seen, so the truck itself becomes the monster. Spielberg used engine noise, empty highways, mirrors, and the driver's panic to build suspense. The result proved that he could turn one simple situation into fear by controlling point of view. He learned that what the audience cannot see can be more frightening than what they can. Then came Jaws in 1975. The film is about a seaside town attacked by a great white shark while local leaders fear that closing the beach will destroy summer business. The mechanical shark failed. Boats drifted, equipment broke, and the budget grew. Spielberg feared the film could end his career. His judgment was to show less of the shark. He used water, music, barrels, faces, silence, and waiting. Jaws became a massive hit and helped create the modern summer blockbuster. Spielberg felt relief, but the lesson was not simple pride. A broken tool had forced a better idea. After Jaws, he returned to the sky. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is about ordinary people drawn toward alien contact after strange lights and signals appear. The film is also about a person pulled by wonder so strongly that normal family life begins to break. Spielberg understood that feeling. He wanted the audience to feel awe, but he also showed that obsession has a cost. After the film succeeded, he knew wonder could lift people and still damage what they loved. His most personal answer to that idea became E.T. the Extraterrestrial in 1982. The film follows Elliot, a lonely boy from a separated family, who hides a stranded alien and helps him return home. Spielberg kept the story close to a child's level. Bicycles, closets, toys, dinner tables, flashlights, and quiet bedrooms. Before making it, he was returning to the feeling of a broken home. During the film, the alien was not just a creature, it was a friend who might leave. When the film became a worldwide success, Spielberg felt grateful, but also trapped by the praise. In the mid-1980s, he tried to widen that image. The color purple follows Celie, a black woman in the American South who survives abuse and slowly finds her voice. Spielberg knew the story was far from sharks, aliens, and adventure. He wanted to test whether he could direct pain without turning it into a trick. Some critics doubted him. He felt that doubt, but he kept going because staying only with wonder would make him smaller as a filmmaker. In 1993, two films forced him into two different kinds of responsibility. Jurassic Park is about a billionaire who builds a theme park with cloned dinosaurs, then watches control collapse when the park systems fail. Spielberg used animatronics and computer-generated imagery together, so the dinosaurs moved like living animals. He felt excitement because technology finally caught up with childhood imagination. But he also saw a warning inside the story. Human beings love control until the thing they built stops obeying them. That same year, he released Schindler's List. The film tells the story of Oskar Schindler, a German businessman who saved Jews during the Holocaust by employing them in his factories. Spielberg shot in black and white and avoided making the story feel like entertainment. Before filming, he was unsure whether he had the right to tell it. During filming, the usual pleasure of directing often disappeared. After completion, awards did not feel like ordinary victory. The result felt like a duty that continued after the movie ended. In 1994, he founded the Survivors of the Shoah Visual History Foundation. Holocaust survivors were aging, and their testimony could disappear. Spielberg judged that cameras should not only invent worlds, they should also preserve witness. The foundation recorded tens of thousands of testimonies from survivors and witnesses. His work now moved beyond theaters into archives, classrooms, and historical memory. In 1998, Spielberg made Saving Private Ryan. The film begins with American soldiers landing at Omaha Beach on D-Day, then follows a squad sent to find one paratrooper whose brothers have been killed. Spielberg filmed battle as confusion, noise, blood, fear, and broken orders, not clean heroism. He wanted the audience to understand that war was not an adventure. Many viewers were shaken, and many veterans responded strongly. Spielberg felt the power of realism, but also its danger. Realism could honor memory, but it could reopen pain. After that, Spielberg became more selective about what each film demanded from him. The important choice was not to make every subject bigger. It was to ask what kind of attention the subject deserved: speed, silence, a child's point of view, or restraint. In 2022, he made The Fabelmans, his most direct film about his own childhood. The film follows Sammy Fabelman, a young boy who discovers movies and later sees a family secret through images he has filmed. This time, Spielberg did not hide family fracture behind aliens, sharks, or adventure. He placed the camera inside the house. He felt exposed because the material came from his own parents, his own fear, and his own first reason for filming. After decades of controlling fiction, he used film to look back at the wound that made control necessary. When artificial intelligence became a major debate in filmmaking, Spielberg drew a careful line. In 2025 and 2026, he said he did not want AI replacing creative people or making choices in front of the camera. His judgment was not to reject tools. It was to protect human performance, human writing, and human responsibility. In 2026, Spielberg returned to science fiction with Disclosure Day, a Universal and Amblin film about extraterrestrial secrecy and people facing evidence that could change public reality. But he was no longer the young director of Close Encounters. He was an older filmmaker working in a world of digital images, distrust, and arguments over what is real. His feeling was not only wonder anymore, it was caution. Steven Spielberg did not become important because he made people dream. He became important because he kept turning specific fears, family wounds, technical failures, historical duties, and new tools into stories people could follow. His life has been a long series of choices about what a camera should do. Scare, comfort, remember, question, and sometimes look up again.